Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Ubho ante anupagam majjhima patipada tathagatena abhisambuddha. Chakkukarani jnanakarani upasamaya bhinyaya sambodhaya nibbanaya samvattati. Ayamevariyo attangiko maggo seyyatidang samma ditti samma sankappo samma vaca samma kammanto samma ajivo samma vayamo samma sati sammadhiti. My dear devotees, today is a very important day for all the Buddhist people in the world, not only human beings, but also the gods in the heavenly realms and Brahma realms. Very important day. Before we talk about the importance of the Poya Day, I thought of talking about something different, important today. Today is the end of the last day of the warm season, Gimhana Ritu, and tomorrow is the beginning of rainy season. So today is the day, Poya Day, special Poya Day. All the lay people around the monasteries and the temples and gather and make an invitation for the monks to stay 3 months continuously in the rainy season in the same place. So today they are making the invitation. Next day the rainy season begins and the monks observe their Vassana tomorrow. So when you talk about the other importance of the Poya Day, as well as full moon Poya Day is a very important because of the Lord Buddha's first sermon. Nearly more than 2500 years ago, there was a special person who completed all the prerequisites, paramita, and with a very big wisdom completed paramita. Gautama ascetic became Buddha, Gautama Buddha. And after being Buddha, Gautama the Buddha, the blessed one, spent nearly 7 weeks in different places for different purposes. After completing the 7th week, Lord Buddha thought of teaching this to the other people in the world. But he was having a small doubt about the wisdom of the other innocent people, whether they can understand this very deep Dhamma or not. At that time, from the Brahma realm, the Sahampati Mahabrahma appeared and made a kind invitation for Lord Buddha to teach this very important Dhamma to innocent people, human beings, gods in heavenly realms, and also the Brahma. With this invitation, Lord Buddha thought of teaching this to people, and he recalled his memories who helped him a lot. And unfortunately, 1 week ago, Alar Kalam had passed away, one ascetic. And he has appeared in Arupavachara. There is no eyes and ears, so cannot listen and cannot see. Uddaka Ramaputta, unfortunately, he has passed away the last night, and he has born in, of course, same way Arupavachara. So he is also not having ears and eyes to listen Dhamma and see Lord Buddha, unfortunately. Then the third chance came to 5 ascetics, Kondanja Vapabadhya Mahanamasaji. As you can remember, Kondanja ascetic was the first person after Siddhartha Prince born. He gave the name and gave a decision, definitely this little child will become Lord Buddha. Now he is very old now. Lord Buddha thought to teach them and walk towards Isipatana Migadaya. While he was walking towards, and when he was going there, 5 ascetics were discussed. They have discussed something else that is not very important for the lesson, but they were discussed about not to respect, because most of the Indian people at that time, they believed torturing the body is the way of enlightenment. As Siddhartha ascetic gave up this torture in the body, dukkha, dushkara kriya, they gave up treating him and helping him, and they forgot about. And 5 ascetics were thinking that unable to be Buddha, unable to be enlightened, and he is coming back. But as Lord Buddha's powers are very strong and respectful, automatically they had to respect. After that, Lord Buddha asked them, told them that I became Lord Buddha. They did not believe that much. After that, he begged to listen to him. Dveme bhikkhave anta pabbajitena na sevitapa. That was the beginning of this sutta. This is the first sermon which done by Lord Buddha. Dhamma Chakkapavattana Sutta. Yochayam kamesu kamasu kallikanu yoga. Having a luxurious life. Anariyo hino gammo poto janiko. That is very cheap. So rural. It's very not very important, and anariyo, not noble. Anatta sanghito, no use. Spending a luxurious life is not useful. Attakila matanu yogo, the other end. Dukkho anariyo anatta sanghito. That is so much painful, torture in the body. Ubhavante anupagama majjhima patipada. I am introducing a middle path without using these climaxes to the most luxurious life or else torture in the body. Majjhima patipada. Tathagatena abhisambuddha. I have become Lord Buddha using, following according to this way. Chakkukarni, the wisdom, eye of wisdom arose. Jnanakarni, the wisdom again. Upasamaya, the calmness of the body, washing out all the impurities. Abhinyaya, the powers of the mind. Sambodhaya, Nibbanaya, that means the enlightenment. Sangvattati. This middle path is helping us. Ayamevariyo attangiko maggo sayatidan. This is how Lord Buddha started. Pubbe ananusutesu dhammesu. I have never heard, I have never told this lesson before, this method before. So 5 ascetics were listening carefully because they are very meritful. Especially Kondanja ascetic was the first person to be enlightened after Lord Buddha in this sasana, in this season. Here, for our knowledge, 4 noble truths, understanding the 4 noble truths is very important. First one is Dukkhang Arya Satcham. This is the truth of suffering. The second one is Samudaya Satcha. Dukkha Samudaya. It means the cause of suffering. Then Dukkha Nirodha, the reason for suffering. Dukkha Nirodhagamini Patipada, the path lead to the suffering, end of suffering. Then Lord Buddha is explaining first of all this Dukkhang Arya Satcham, the suffering or else the discomfort of the life. For an example, when you take a sickness, different sicknesses are there in the world, but I would say headache is not a sickness, stomach ache is not a sickness, fever is not a sickness. They all are symptoms. When the victim recognizes I am having symptoms, he goes to the doctor to find the reason of the sickness. So, when he has headache or other discomfortabilities or else these sufferings, he used to go to the doctor. Likewise, Lord Buddha showed us these lives are so much, we are suffering. So, you all are suffering. To get rid of this, you must understand this suffering. What is this? Pariññayante me bhikkhave. Have to study and recognize what is suffering. So, sometimes you will say we are suffering in our lives as human beings, but gods are not suffering, Brahmas are not suffering. But here Lord Buddha is explaining different ways of this dukkha, suffering. As now, just imagine you became a human being as you are listening, you all are human beings. Do you know how much of an effort you must put on to be a human being. Last lives you have spent a long time, given a big effort to protect sila, morality, and so giving lot of donations, alms to be a human being. So create a human being, to develop your mind to be a human in the next life, to develop your mind to be a god in heavenly realms in the next life, or meditating a lot to make the concentration to be Brahma in next life is so much difficult. This difficulty Lord Buddha is explaining as it is Sankhata Dukkha. Producing merits, accumulating merits is difficult. Dukkha, suffering. For an example, if anybody asks you, now today you cannot come to the monasteries and observe seal, so you are spending your time at home, you could on the television and make change the channels and listen to music and dance. It's so funny. You can watch a drama or a movie, something else. It's so funny, but little difficult to sit in a one place and listen to the noble doctrine. We know that. You have to put an effort. So this is why do you do this? Because you know, especially not, I am not talking about the very old people, but young people in this country, in this world, they like to enjoy their life, and poya day may be their only holiday, so they do not want to spend the time with listening to Dhamma talks. But if anybody is wise and having a determination to have a good life in next time, have a good time in this life, to collect more merits and believe this and respect, that is confidence, saddha, he is willing to sit and listen to these things, but it is suffering, because you have to give up something. That is Sankhata Dukkha. After being a human, one day you have to die, becoming old and die. Jatipi dukkha, jarapi dukkha, vyadipi dukkha, maranapi dukkha. This death is a suffering. It is a suffering for the dying person as well as it is a suffering for the people who are the rest, the around, relations, children, because we love each other. This death is a suffering. Likewise, gods in the heavenly realms have to end their life in God's heaven. Brahmas in the Brahma realms, they have an end of their life. That is not everlasting. The God's life is not everlasting. The Brahma's life is not everlasting. So one day when they are spending the last minute, they suffer a lot, because not like us, some of the gods, they know they are going to pass away, they are going to disappear, and some of them know where they appear again, sometimes in the hells, sometimes as animals. So if you knew that you are going to die and you are going to born again as a dog or a cat, what will you do? How you feel? That dukkha is viparinama dukkha. This viparinama dukkha is there for all the beings in the world. They are dying. So jatipi dukkha, jarapi dukkha, vyadipi dukkha, maranampi dukkha. The birth and getting old, getting sicknesses and dying, dukkha. Apiyehi sampayogo dukkha. If anybody is coming to your life, you don't like that person, it's a dukkha, suffering, discomfort. And if anybody is leaving you, you like, piyehi vipayogo dukkha. That is also very sad. So that is how our parents die, our elders die. If we love them, piyehi vipayogo dukkha, have to suffer a lot. Then yampicca nalabati tampe dukkha. If you wish to have something, when it is not coming to your life, when you do not reach that, when you do not win, dukkha, suffering. Just imagine how many children are suffering after failing their examinations, because they like to pass but they fail, suffering. Sankittena panchupadana khandha dukkha. Summary wise, all the five aggregates, Rupa Vedana Sanya Sanskara Vijnana, this is the summary of everything is suffering, because there is one thing there is no suffer, that is enlightenment. Enlightenment is not included in Panchaskandha, in Rupa Vedana Sanya Sanskara Vijnana, the 5 aggregates. So 5 aggregates, they all are suffering. So what I am having, Panchaskandha, you are having Panchaskandha, these 5 are suffering. Sankittena Panchupadana Khandha Dukkha. Then after that, after showing us the symptoms, now you have to get scared of these symptoms, because there is no end. This life cycle, rebirth again and again and again, metempsychosis. We are born again, but we do not know how to plan to select what kind of a life you like. We do not have chance, we do not have authority to select next life, what would I be? That is the problem. Otherwise you can enjoy a lot, but most of the times we born in hells. So then, to stop this, end this, you must understand what is the cause of suffering or the reason of suffering. When we come to our example, we got to know the symptoms: headache, stomachache, fever. They are not the disease, that is, those are symptoms. But now the Lord Buddha is showing us the real disease. What is the real reason, cause for the suffering? That is what Yayang Tanha Pono Bhavika Nandiraga Sahagata Tatra Tatra Abhinandini. Tanha, the craving; Pono Bhavika, born again and again; Nandiraga Sahagata, the attachment, love, that feeling of attachment. Nandiraga Sahagata Tatra Tatra Abhinandini. Again and again you attach to this. Again and again you catch this. You hang on. This is the reason. Sayatedang Kamatanha, Bhavatanha and Vibhavatanha. Kamatanha, that craving for the worldly things. Bhavatanha means you are craving and you are loving for the life and next life and next life, you are planning a lot. That is not that much bad, but for the enlightenment is not good. Vibhavatanha is so dangerous. Vibhavatanha is something you do not believe the next life. This is my last life. I enjoy as much as I can, and as there is no next life, I don't want to plan. Very dangerous. You will do any bad thing in your life to enjoy. Vibhavatanha. Most of the religions, we are not criticizing the religions, but most of the religions in the world, they are believing the next life we are going to the God, and that is the end of the cycle. But Lord Buddha explains, we are born again. We believe or not, we have to go to another life if we do not get enlightened. So that is Bhavatanha, Vibhavatanha. This is the reason for suffering. Okay. Then the third part, Lord Buddha is explaining Dukkha Nirodha Satya, that means the end of suffering. This end is a result of eradication, it's a result of obliteration. Washing out all the impurities from our mind. For this, you have to control your body and action and the word as well. That's why you are observing 8 precepts today. The sila, the morality, is developing your body and word action to get rid of the bad things from your life. Eradication of suffering. So eradicating those bad impurities is helping you to purify your mind as well. Can you understand? This purification, yo tassayeva tanhaya asesa viraga nirodho. This craving, when you remove or wash out completely, asesa viraga nirodho, chago patinissaggo, the attachment is also destroyed. Mutti analayo, you just get away from these attachments and you do not have any craving. This explanation is completely about Nibbana or the enlightenment. There are 3 different types of people, very holy people in the world, who got complete enlightenment. Lord Buddha, or else silent Buddha, Pacceka Buddha, and saints, Arhat. Those three people will never born again, but anagami person that never return also, once they have to born in Suddhavasa Brahma realms and spend their life. But they do not come back. Nahijatu gabbasayang punareti. They never come back to a mother's womb, but they have to spend another one life. If they like, they can practice vipassana and completely end this suffering. Life is suffering. And then Lord Buddha showed us that first time, in first part, dukkha satcha, it means the suffering, the truth of suffering. Second one, that is the symptom, and the second one, the cause of suffering, that is the real disease, craving. Then Lord Buddha showed us the result when you practice. It's just like this. Father wants the child, the son, to pass the examination, so father is showing him a result. If you pass the examination, I will buy this foot bike and give you. It's a gift. So targeting the foot bike, the child is studying for the examination. Likewise, in this third section, Lord Buddha is showing us the result. Asesa viraga nirodho, chago patinissaggo, mutti analayo. No suffering, no rebirth. So if any person likes to be like that, Buddha, silent Buddha, or a saint, he will try to practice this. Again, the fourth one, there is the lesson to practice. This is the way of practicing this method. Ayameva ariyo attangiko maggo sayatida. This 8 noble path is introduced to our lesson more than 2500 years ago. At that time, that is 8 noble path. In this 8 noble path, we are going to discuss one by one according to the lesson, according to noble doctrine, what and what is important, why is this important, how to practice this. So when we talk about Nibbana, it's very huge, but nobody can see this. You cannot touch this. The Nibbana is not visible, it is not having a form. It is a place where you have no suffering. Just imagine like this, there is a very rich person having lot of properties, but unfortunately he got a headache, very severe headache. This headache can be cured by only one doctor in that country, in this world. This very rich person goes to that doctor and beg, "Oh doctor, please cure my disease, I am so much suffering, I will die." Then doctor says, "Yes, of course you are going to die, but I can cure this." Then this rich person says, "Doctor, you ask whatever you want, I will give you, please save me, rescue me." Then doctor says, "Okay, I will give you medicine to cure this headache, otherwise you will die, but you have to give me all your properties." What this rich person does, he gives all the properties to the doctor to save his life and get rid of this headache. Now after being okay, now he is healthy, no headache, no wealth, he has nothing. But earlier he had a very big pain. When you take the headache as an example, the headache, the very big pain, now he doesn't have. But not having headache is a very good relief. He is so happy. Now he has nothing, but earlier he had a pain. Now nothing is a happiness. Likewise, you cannot show Nibbana, enlightenment. You cannot explain it as a tangible or visible way. It is a very nice happiness. We have to experience this. Lord Buddha had the experience. At the end of this sutta, Kondanja monk got this experience. Lord Buddha was very happy. The first student got understood this and became enlightened. Okay, the Kondanja monk So Lord Buddha's first student. Then we shall come to the Eight Noble Path. The first one is right view, Samadhi. When we talk about them continuously, Samma Ditti, Samma Sankappa, Samma Vacha, Samma Kammanta, Samma Ajiva, Samma Vayama, Samma Sati, Samma Samadhi. These 8 paths are related to Sila, Samadhi, Panya, the morality, concentration, and also the wisdom. The Samma Ditti, Samma Sankappa, right view or right understanding, and Samma Sankappa, right intention. That is the right thought, right intention, or right contemplation. Different words you can, different way we can explain this. How you think. When you come to the first one, Samma Ditti, right view, it is nicely explained in Abhidhamma Pitaka. What is Samma Ditti? What is the correct right view? Is Dukkhe Jnanam, Dukkha Samudaya Jnanam, Dukkha Nirodhe Jnanam, Dukkha Nirodhagamini Patipadaya Jnanam. Right. Right view or the wisdom, Panya, is explained like this. Then what is Moha? Delusion, ignorance. The delusion or ignorance is explained like this. Dukkhe Ajnanam, Dukkha Samudaya Ajnanam, Dukkha Nirodhe Ajnanam, Dukkha Nirodhagamini Patipadaya Ajnanam. If you do not know the truth of suffering, if you do not know the truth of the cause of suffering, if you do not know the truth of the end of suffering or cessation or the eradication, if you do not know the path lead to the end of suffering, you are deluded, you are having ignorance, moha. So Panya, the wisdom, and delusion, the moha. Samadhi is another word for Panya, wisdom. That is Dhammavicaya Bojjhanga is wisdom. Vimansa is wisdom, the knowledge about the reality. Another important thing I would say, this is not a lesson created by Lord Buddha. This is everlasting truth. Truth is a truth. Whether you believe it or not, it happens. Dukkha, the suffering is there in the world, it happens. You cannot avoid these things. So when you understand, you are having Samadhi. Samadhi is the understanding or the right view of 4 noble truths. Then without talking about 4 noble truths, we can come straight away to the 8 noble path, because 8 noble path, it is again explaining 4 noble truths. Samadhi. Samma Sankappa, when we come, the right intention, right thoughts, there are 3 parts in this Sankappa. Nekkamma Sankappa, Avyapada Sankappa, Avihimsa Sankappa. In Nekkamma Sankappa, it explains the renunciation. The renunciation is something you are doing today. Nekkamma Sankappa. So just imagine, without enjoying the day, the holiday, going around and visiting different places, singing songs and watching dramas, films, you have given up, sacrificed your life, your time today to observe Sila, or as the morality, and spend the time to plan your next life and Nibbana, to attain Nibbana. That is giving up. That is difficult, so difficult. When you come to the climax, Abhinikkamana of a Bodhisattva is so difficult, but he has practiced a lot. Just imagine a monk in a young stage, a young boy who decides to become a monk. That is a real renunciation, Nekkamma Sankappa, because he is giving up all his properties, house and his relations, but not the parents. The Lord Buddha is asking the monks to treat and help the parents, mother and father. But if you have children, the young boys, they don't have children, but if you are married, you have children, giving up all these things and you become a monk. That is a real Nekkamma. Very difficult. If you like, you try. This sankappa, this thought, this intention is so important, very pure, very valuable. Avyapada sankappa, non-ill will, that is that comes to the loving friendliness, loving kindness. It is more meaningful when you say loving friendliness. Loving friendliness is metta. That metta is a good feeling, good thought towards the others. It is happening, we can spread metta as a meditation to all the beings around. If you like, you can name, think about special person, special set of people like your relations, teachers. Likewise, this metta or non-ill will intention you can spread all over. Then avihimsa sankappa. Avihimsa sankappa is related to kindness and harmlessness. This harmlessness means, or the kindness means, when you see something, some animal, kind of an animal or a person is suffering, you feel sympathy about, oh, this poor animal is suffering, oh, this poor beggar is not having the leg, so you are having kindness. This kindness is the sympathy or worrying about, it's not worrying actually. Worrying means dukkha, worrying means dosha, it's impure, but sympathy is a very kind feeling about the suffering animals and the other beings. So that is harmlessness. These three thoughts are very important, very nice when you practice. Nekkama sankappa, avyapada sankappa, avihimsa sankappa. Today for many hours, nearly 6 hours, from 6 am to 6 pm, 12 hours, you may be observing still without listening to songs. Sometimes the full day if you are spending, you have to give up your dinner, so difficult. For us it is very easy because we have been practicing for a long time, but it is very difficult for a lay person or householding. They are eating a lot at night, so giving up your dinner is a very big difficulty. But if you can do that, only for today at least, it is also a renunciation, nekkama sankappa. Because of morality you are giving up those things. Sacrification, practice, step by step we develop our mind. It does not happen magically at once. This is not a miracle. This happens in your own mind. After meditating more than understanding others' mind like parachitta vijnana jnana, it is very important to recognize your own mind using chittanupassana. We are coming to that. Most of the people, they like to understand and recognize others' feelings, but very easy to understand your own feelings, your own craving, aversion, delusion, but they don't want. Lord Buddha is asking us to look at our own mind and point a finger towards you and purify all these impurities, reduce, wash away all these impurities. So, my dear devotees, we have been talking about Sammaditya and Samma Sankappa. Then Samma Vacha, the right speech. The third path of the 8th noble path is right speech. Samma Vacha, controlling our speech, the words. It is having 4 ways of controlling. The first one is not telling lies, false things. The second one, no complaining about others, divisive talks. Divisive talks. The next one is the harsh words, parusa vacha, pisuna vacha and parusa vacha. The first one, the telling lies, is musavada. Then harsh words, parusa vacha. Then sampapalapa, idle chattering, unnecessary talks, useless talks, they are sampapalapa. When you give up all these unnecessary words, that veramani, musavada veramani, pisuna vacha veramani, no divisible words, speech, parusa vacha veramani, no harsh words, and sampapalapa veramani, no idle chatter. Then What you talk? Only important things, only pleasant things, only kind words, loving friendliness, no anger, no ill will, no hatred. Because especially musavada, when you tell lies, the false things, it can be craving or aversion. Sometimes some people are telling lies because of craving to get something, or else aversion because of anger, telling lies to. And second one, that divisible words, that is complaining about somebody else, that is most of the times anger and also sometimes craving. But when you come to parusavacha, that is harsh words, definitely because of anger, aversion, hatred, ill will. Sampapalapa most of the times useless, that is delusion and also craving. When we get rid of all these types of words, you will feel, sometimes you will say, what would we talk? There is nothing to talk. Yes, of course, keep quiet, at least today. We call that arya nishabdata, that arya tunni bhava. So, to keep quiet, very difficult. But not like in the monastery. I think at home you don't have that much members to share your ideas with, so you can keep quiet. If something is very important, necessary, can talk to. It must not be musavada, pisunavacha, parusavacha, sampapalapa. Right speech. When we come to right speech, it is mentioned in sila, morality. The fourth part of the Eight Noble Paths is right action. Panatipata veramani, adinnadana veramani, kamesumicchachara veramani. No disturbing and killing beings. Panatipata veramani, especially killing beings. You be away from. Right? Then adinnadana veramani, I refrain from stealing. Kamesumicchachara veramani, I refrain from sexual misconduct. When you come to panatipata veramani, everybody knows killing animals is bad. But to make an excuse, some of the religions, they are telling that animals appeared because of us, for our use. Do not misunderstand. We are not mentioning about to be vegetarian or non-vegetarian. This is not about that, not what you are eating. We are not talking about the dead animals, or we are not talking about the meat. This is killing animals. You cannot kill a dead animal. You have to kill a live animal. So, any kind of a person, human being, animal or devil, yakka, peta, whatever the being is, if you try to kill, that is panatipata. That panatipata was also having different levels. Whether you kill an ant or an elephant, that is panatipata. But when it comes to the mind, you collect lot of dismerits, lot of impurifications happens in your mind when you kill an elephant. So, the result comes as vipaka. Which one is higher? Killing an elephant. The result, the vipaka is so high, you have to suffer a lot. But when you come to the morality, the sila, both panatipata. Where I refrain from, I do not do those things, killing animals. Even disturbing an animal is bad. We know that. Disturbing animals also give you bad feelings, make bad feelings in your mind, anger. So, panatipata veramani. Adinnadana veramani. Stealing, taking something you are not given. Lord Buddha do not want to appear to tell these things are bad. These are the things all the world people they know. But Lord Buddha had to accept these things as sila, to register these things for a long time, to last long. That's why today also we observe this and we control our action, body, because of Lord Buddha's teaching, lesson, advice. So, stealing and sexual misconduct. This is having two different angles, two different paths. If you are a married person, the wife and the husband living together, you cannot you cannot fulfill Abrahmacharya Veramani. You cannot stay as Brahmacharya. So, that is why it is given like this, Kamesu Michachara Veramani. So, you can have, you can stay together, the husband and wife can stay together, but other people, with the others, that is sexual misconduct. But I would like to introduce, now today it is difficult and different. You are not staying with the husband and wife together, so you are separated and observing Sila separately. So, Abrahmacharya Veramani, that means you have no any kind of sexual contact with anybody. For a young boy or a girl unmarried, or else a middle-aged or old person who has the husband has died or the wife has died, they are living alone. So, they can again observe Abrahmacharya Veramani forever, not only poya days, because they must protect Brahmacharya. That is body action, the right action, Samma Kammanta. When we come to Sila, Panatipata Veramani, Adinadana Veramani, Kamesu Michachara Veramani, all three are there nicely mentioned even in 5 precepts. But today Abrahmacharya Veramani, it is little bit higher than that. One day one young boy asked me a question, Bhante, do we want to worship gods? So, I gave an idea to him. Worshipping a person is necessary according to the hierarchy of morality. The 5 precepts, or as the Dussila person that have no morality, 5 precepts, 8 precepts, 10 precepts, or Upasampada Bhikkhu. That is the hierarchy. So, when it comes to the young boy, I asked whether are you married or not. He said he is not married, unmarried person. So, you can protect Abrahmacharya Veramani. Then I asked, most of the gods in the heavenly realms, how many wives they have? As a meritorious result, they are getting 500 or 1000 or 1500 wives or goddess in their heavenly realms. So, they cannot protect Abrahmacharya, but you can protect, I said. Then, should you worship? He said, no. So, it does not mean you do not want to worship the gods. There are good, very nice, the good morality in some gods, and they are enlightened, some of them. Some of them are Sotapanna, some of them are Sakadagami, Anagami, Arihat. So, very good set of Buddhist and followers and enlightened gods are there, Brahmas are there. That is your decision. But when it comes to Upasampada Bhikkhu, we do not keep our hands together and worship gods. It is not good, because the monks that full ordained, they are higher than Mahabrahma. So, you do not keep your hands together and worship. For lay people, it is your decision. Just like your elder brothers, you can have a relationship with gods, never mind. That is the right action. Now we are coming to right livelihood, Samma Ajiva. Arya Savako Michcha Ajivang Pahaya Samma Ajivana Jivakang Kappeti. When it comes to the lay people, livelihood, that is your job, your business, whatever you are depending on. You cannot do different businesses according to Lord Buddha's lessons. You cannot sell weapons. Weapons means not knives. Knives can be used to cut vegetables also. This weapon means killing people, fighting, war weapons. selling animals for meat, selling poison like pesticides, weedicides likewise. So these kind of different type of businesses, jobs are there. And also the cheating people. Nowadays there are a lot of ways they are misusing the customers, they are cheating customers. When one day I saw a packet of biscuits, it was having only 4 biscuits in that packet, but huge packet, you will never believe it is having only 4, but people are buying. That is cheating. And different names are mentioned, this and that is there, this and that, sometimes they are not there in that packets. So this is not the correct right livelihood. When it comes to monks, bhikkhu, they are having only one method, pindapata. They beg alms from home to home they go, or else people bring alms or the food to the monastery or the temple. Other than that, they cannot do any job according to Lord Buddha's lessons. You cannot, the bhikkhu monks cannot earn money themselves. They have to find their food when the lay people donate them. If you are hungry, if you are a monk, when you take the begging bowl and go out from home to home, house to house, you will definitely get enough food. We have experience. One day I went to Colombo, and one of my friend monk asked me to go for pindapata. Then I told this is a very rural area, so a lot of people are there, it's difficult. He said it's okay, we shall go. We went out with the begging bowls. Unbelievable, people really like to offer. They were so happy, impressed about seeing these monks are begging alms. It's very nice to see. So if people are giving us this much, why do we do unnecessary, why do we use unnecessary ways to find our food, to find our robes? It's no use, no need. So right livelihood is very important for lay people as their jobs and the businesses, and also the monks, for the monks begging alms. Chivara, Pindapata, Senasana, Gilana, Pacha. These 4 are enough, given enough by lay people. We have to do our job. What is our job? The next part, meditation, studying the Tripitaka, and protecting the Sila, Upasampada, and go through this path. Because these 8 noble paths are open for lay as well as the monks. But when we compare the lay and the monks, bhikkhu, they have more time, full time to go through. But lay people, they have to think a lot about their survival, so it's difficult for them. So they are half time, we are full time. Then the lay people are walking towards these 8 noble paths slowly, but the monks, they can go fast. When they go fast through these 8 noble paths, the people who are offering, they get more merits. If we are protecting our sila properly, without doing bad livelihoods, without creating bad things, the people who are offering things, they get lot of merits. They accumulate lot of good merits. So to have a happy future. Then this is very important. Then we are coming to the next part, that is the three sets of concentration. The first one is right effort. This right effort is having 4 parts. Anuppannānaṁ akusalānaṁ dhammánaṁ anuppadāya. This effort is virya, samma vāyama.